Well, well, well. Hello to you all Cube game fans. My name is Sanya, and I have a YouTube channel with the same name, Tatoya Tata. You may have seen such of my work as Cubic Fast and Furious, Barter Club, and Max Payne from AliExpress. Just recently, while I was reading a new patch note, I wondered, who makes all those weapon animations, new sounds, events, and actually who makes all this stuff? On the one hand, it's clear. It's made by the Stallcraft developers, the Expo North company. But what do you even know about Expo? What kind of people work there? How does their office look? How does their workday go? To get answers to these questions, I came specifically from Belarus to St. Petersburg, directly to the Expo office, where one of the leading Stallcraft developers, Romeo, agreed to make a tour for us. I think it's going to be very interesting. Let's go. Multi-passport. Skeleton key. I'm a little nervous. Good day. Hi. Welcome to Expo. Thank you. Come on, guys. Let's go to the sanctum.
Oh, yeah, baby.
This is the balance department, where acid reigns. Let's see what's going on. Let's do it. All I wanted you to do was to close the goddamn door, after all. Tell me, Furgon, this is some kind of impossible task, isn't it? I'm setting some freaking impossible goals before you, right? Who do I have to work with? What are you guys doing? What are you looking at? Get out of here. You want news from devs? Get the hell out of here. I don't think Acid is in the mood. Attachments rebalance. You know, let's go somewhere else. All right, let's keep going. Let's go to the testers. Yeah. He's with me. It's okay.
Вот тебе даму, вот тебе шестерочки на погоны.
What's going on in here? We're learning how to play poker. Yeah, poker.
Да, в покер.
Ziv said you're going to add poker to the game someday, most likely. And so we study the rules, look for any possible pitfalls. I mean, we're testers. But that's not how poker works. Really? That's an important clarification. Please write it down. So guys, I'm doing a tour of your office. Can you answer a few questions? Sure, no problem. What do you do in Expo besides playing cards? Accept tasks for tests, work with the support team, prioritize the issues, and send them to the relevant departments for fixing. How busy is the testers department actually? For example, let's take something big from the last releases. Crow Arena. How many bugs approximately were discovered before the event was released? During big releases, the QA department is mostly super busy. There were about 250 bugs in the Crow Arena, only the documented ones. Why did the HP marks come out so shitty? The original goal was to detach health marker from player's position, which we managed to do. The player feedback was pretty positive on OTS, so we just ported it to the main server as it was out there. But the final feedback was not so positive. So we decided to add a setting to turn off this HP bar. We'll follow the development in the future and possibly make some adjustments. Please, tell us about the funniest bug from your point of view during your work on Stallcraft. Once, the QA team was searching for bugs using Cheat Engine and changing different values. One time it led to completely unexpected results. Here's a screenshot taken by one of the QA staff. I thought it was pretty funny. And if you miss a bug and release it, the players find it and leak it to you. Do you reward them in any way for such actions? It depends on how critical the bug is. If the bug is critical and affects the economy incorrigibly, the player receives up to 50,000 rubles. If the player doesn't report the bug to the support team, it's important to report it exactly to the support team. and continues to use the bug, he will receive a penalty. We have enough tools to track such players and to apply some sanctions. Recently, a player found a bug that allows any gun to fire totally silently and got his deserved reward. Well, thanks for talking. It was nice to meet you, and we'll move on, yeah? Let's go. Thank you. This is my office. We have a rigid work environment. Ordinary job, nothing interesting. Keep going. Let's go. Let's visit our chief analyst. Yep. I have him captioned in such a funny way. Danya Anal. Oh, I get it. At least he knows the metrics. Oh, Danya, hi. Hey, you want some jelly? No thanks. Tell me more about those legendary metrics you're using. What do they show? What do they look like? Well, look. My personal favorite is death. I especially like the deaths from infection, for example. Remember when some time ago, back in June, we had infestation rebalance? Yeah. Look at the graph. They just jumped up. Nobody was ready for them. And notice how much things dropped during the event. People stop playing in the open world. All go to session battles, events, and deaths immediately drop. These metrics are used to understand the timeline of StarCraft development and what we're doing. Rebalance, everything went up. Event, everything went down. Classic. Tell us, please, what do the analysts in Expo do in general? We actually have a lot of tasks. Sometimes we fend off posts in Funka, sometimes on the forum. We like to argue with game designers to challenge their weird ideas. And in general, if you look at it, we cover the game with metrics, numbers, pretty pictures, graphs. That's our main job. There are more and more mechanics and players, and we need to know about everything as much as possible. And that's our main job. You see, tweaking newbies won't work by itself. So the newbie tweak isn't fiction. Is it worth creating a new character to open cases? What can I say? Sure. Create twinks, new characters, and spin cases. Spin the wheel. And in reality, behind all this thing about having a tweak for newbies is the most honest random. What's the problem? Some newbie or a person on a new account got some legendary gear. They immediately posted it everywhere, setting a precedent. And people feel like it's the ultimate truth. And that truth, it just fades in the face of 1,000 cases of new players getting nothing. In practice, it's just pure random. So metrics are pure statistics that are useless to argue with? Metrics are exact numbers. But there's another thing, how accurately we counted them. And then there's the accuracy of interpretation by the people who see them. When we're sitting there, being so important, so interesting, understanding every nuance, that's the one thing. And when someone comes in and looks, we have a spike in deaths. What do? Fix it. Going to Funka, somewhere else, trying to find what's bad for people, but nothing is really. It's always a matter of interpretation. But for the most part, at the end of the day, yes, metrics don't lie, but the person who interprets them can lie. That's why I'm here. Please tell us about inflation in the game. What is it, and how much of a problem is it? Look, you need to understand that inflation is a natural economic process. There's nothing we can do about it, because money in the game comes out of nowhere. And yes, from one point of view, this can be called a problem. But at the same time, those are some dark horses. Here are players saying, inflation, everything is expensive. Everything is hard. It's impossible to farm. The auction prices are unbelievable. Well, we're slowly, step by step, withdrawing funds from the game. Well, thank you for your time. Perhaps we'll move on. Let's go. Bye. As you wish. Office of the Technical Director. Sanya. Hi. Hi. Hello. Tell us about the feature of the engine on which StarCraft is currently running. StarCraft is one of those games where the engine is developed in really close conjunction with the game. It is usually done as the game has some non-standard game mechanics that require a custom engine. For example, there is a voxel world in Minecraft. In our case, such a need was due to the fact that we've had once a map built in Minecraft some long time ago, some mechanics created on its basis, and we had to develop the engine. That takes some cues from Minecraft. What are its pros and cons? What do you think? Well, firstly, due to the full control over the game engine, we get the opportunity to release all sorts of features for anti-cheat, which would be extremely difficult to release. Our defense against cheats is largely based on the fact that we obfuscate what is happening to the code and in the memory of the game to make its understanding difficult. This would be difficult to do on another engine. In addition, our tools are historically developed in such a way that they imply the possibility of real-time collaboration between different developers. For example, you two are on the same server and you can work together on one location. Usually, it's impossible. Usually, one person works on a location file at a time, and other people can't change anything at that time, because there will be a conflict between the changes. But this has the dark side of it. The main and important difficulty is to find really good specialists to work on our engine, not only programmers. People have to be trained to work with the engine, which they haven't had a chance to work with. It requires a huge lot of time. Besides, our custom-made tools are often less convenient than tools of mainstream engines. Another problem is obvious. Our capabilities in terms of graphics are limited. We are not a very big company and cannot afford to have a whole team of specialists to develop the graphics in our game to the level of modern mainstream games. We've long decided that it's better to focus on gameplay rather than graphics. So where are these legendary beer servers? Can you show me? Oh, come on. I'll show you. Let's go. These are the legendary StarCraft servers. That's cool. Listen, do you like working at Expo? It's fun in general, but sometimes it gets boring. Everything works, everything is good. I have an idea. Take it. Give it back. What would you do without me? Okay, Romeo, let's get out of here. Let's go. That's the game designer's office. Let's go see them. Yeah, let's go. I don't know what to tell you. In 2 weeks, there's a new event in StarCraft. In 2 weeks, everything will be decided. Either we make it good again, or we break. We'll postpone release after release. And we'll be shitified for it, gentlemen. What's going on here? That's Kazugaya, our game director, motivating the guys to crunch. Believe me, we can accept it and let everyone wipe their feet on us. Or we can fight and break out, struggling, resisting. I'm afraid I can't do it for you. I see your faces, and I realize that I've personally done each and every one of the events in StarCraft I only could. StarCraft has changed a lot over the years, but that's life. You realize that when you read Funka, you realize that StarCraft is a game where every inch counts. You realize that in StarCraft, as in life, the price of a mistake is too high. You went for the extraction a little earlier or later, you hurried up, or were half a second late, and were left with nothing. We need those inches all the time. They're in every game moment, in every minute or second, and our team will fight for them, not sparing either ourselves or the players.
ни игроков.
We will cling to these inches with our teeth because we know that the sum of those inches is the difference between our game and any other game, between victory and defeat. Expo employs those who are willing to do anything for StarCraft. That's our team. And either we make the event as a team or we quit on our own. That's StarCraft. So that's it. You made your conclusion? Then go ahead, guys. Or do you want to live forever? Let's go in. Say hello. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, Kazu, we're making a video about the office. Tell the guy who you are and what you do here. I'm the only one who works here. Actually, I'm the head game director. Listen, I've got a question. Ziv once said on a stream that there might be some non-grind activities like poker in the game. How likely is the chance that something like that will really appear in the game? It is clear that you are busy with other things now, but still, can you give a comment on this? To create non-grind activities, we need the time of programmers, technical game designers, artists, and other departments. We never have any, because we are developing events. Some gameplay activities that should replace old ones during the release. And some activities that should be added on over the old ones without replacing them. For example, we have some quest dialogue games, and they will be visualized. Even the document is already there. But, as usual, there is no time, and I can't promise anything. You'll find out everything in the game. A question from old players, which you've probably heard 1,000 times already, but I have to ask you again, because probably not everyone has fully understood. What are the reasons for introducing matchmaking? Why should I spend 1,000 hours farming for cool gear so that it becomes more difficult? What were the reasons of matchmaking? What results has it given? Here's the situation. Listen. First of all, we want different kinds of players to feel comfortable and no one to be at a disadvantage. So we also needed matchmaking one way or another. It exists in any proper MMO game. Next, about the fact that the player grinds and grinds and the gameplay doesn't change, we are working on introducing some new activities into the game that will be related to anyone's gear level and your build, so you can rest. In waiting, the game will get better. The higher the level, the more activities available. Why do you hate the furry subculture so much? Why was it necessary to put the rise in the stuffy basement in Poleskaya? I think it's clear that it's impossible to achieve any balance with this arrangement of bases. Well, at the time, when the official factions were introduced, we had a choice. Either to wait for an unknown amount of time trying to rebuild the North for our 4 factions in an unknown way, or to try to build a balance between the 4 factions, using the base over base construction method, and to pray that it works. At the time, this idea seemed appropriate to us. That's why the official factions update basically came out. How good and reasonable it was, we can see right now. We regularly see the negative consequences of our decision, but we are working on the problem. It just requires a huge lot of resources, as it is, including the rebuilding of the North itself. So, the problem is known. The Rise and the Covenant are not offended. Believe me on this. Well, thanks for the answer. We look forward to new activities in StarCraft. Okay, Tota Yatata, be careful. Step lightly. What the hell is that? Louder. Yeah, that's good. This is Grin, our sound designer, recording torture sounds. Hello? So you're the sound designer, aren't you?
Sound designer?
Yes, I am. Everything about the sounds in the game is made by me and by this guy. So how do you create sounds for a game? There are 3 ways to create sounds: recording, synthesizing, and mixing sounds. What is recording? We make up some assumed situation, put microphones, simulate it, and record sounds. Synthesis is done on synthesizers. We flip switches, push buttons, synthesize sound. That's all used in music is synthesis. Mixing is when we mix the first two methods, combine their design, and get the sound we want. Recently, almost all sounds in the system have been switched to the new FMOD sound system. Why does STALKRAFT need it? I think everyone was satisfied before. Why do we need to remake what was already working well? We have not yet switched to FMOD. We will definitely do. Why do we need it? Imagine, I give you an old acoustic guitar with 3 strings, and you can use only the first 2 frets. You can play a simple melody, and it might even be recognizable. But let's say you won't be able to play a full shred like modern guitars. We have a similar situation as STALKRAFT. There is an in-game guitar which barely works and cracks. So by switching to the new mod, we'll add a good acoustic guitar to the game. Okay, got it? Many thanks. That's all. I was pleased to meet you, and good luck to you, bro. Shut up! Let's get out of here. Shut up! Let's go. Let's go. Goodbye, guys. They're gone. Shut up. When will it all come together? Will I be able to tell if I did it?
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused.
Oh, that's our boy, Hippie. I don't know what we would do without him. What? Oh, come here. Hey, can you tell me who are you and what do you do in Expo? Hi, my name is Hippie. I'm the head of the tech game design department. We're fixing STALKRAFT and adding new content. What kind of content exactly? Well, imagine this. Game designers come up with a new game mode or a quest. Coders created a feature for it. Narrative designers wrote text. Modelers created models. We take all of this, bring it all together, and make sure it all works. After that, we support the project in production and fix any bugs that occur. There is an opinion among some players that bugs aren't being fixed. What's your response? We have a department of fixers that is engaged in supporting dungeons and other quests. Not all fixes are mentioned in the patch notes. Usually, only the major ones. But some packs of fixes are always in there. Okay, so how does your department differ from the testing department? We're combining the projects. We receive separate components, assemble them, and then deliver the product to testers. They conduct tests on the finished product. After testing, we release the projects and support them as long as they exist. Are you the ones who pour beer on the servers? Nah. We pour beer inside ourselves. Okay, got it. Thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you. Let's go to some other cabinet. Let's go visit our main builder. Let's go. Sergey, our lead level designer. Hello. Hey. Listen, tell us exactly what level design is and what you guys do here. Level designers are such kind of specialists who work on locations and on the logic of player movement within them. There's another type of specialist in STALKRAFT. It's level artists. We have many of them. Level artists are engaged in creating locations, building them. Please list all the specialists working in your department, including remote ones. There are 2 of us, including Pasha. We're the department leads, and we recruited 4 more people not so long ago. 1 has been working for some time, and 3 trainees. As for the level artists, we have many of them. Our lead level artist is RedShark, and his department is a sub-department of level design. There are about 20 level artists in RedShark's department. I see. And how does your work influence the player's gameplay experience? We influence the gameplay by creating various levels with obstacles, traps, covers, enemies, and anomalies. We also handle the transitions between locations, determining where and how they are placed, where bottlenecks are, where we bring players into encounters. Trampolines under the trees, blenders and bushes. You did all this? Such a toxic placement of an anomaly. Is this a bug or a feature? Both yes and no. It turned out that way because StallCraft has been around for a very long time, and our map has changed over many years. The changes occur unevenly. Some areas are more up to date, while others are quite old. In some areas, there are still a lot of anomalies placed in a toxic manner. Currently, this is absolutely not a feature. We're moving forward, trying to place anomalies in a new way, because our old principles no longer apply. Okay, thank you for your answers. We'll keep going then. Let's go. Let's go. Dennis? Hey. Hello. It's our community director.
Это Саша?
And this is Sasha. He's recording some office video. I've seen your videos. Thanks. Could you please explain what a community director is? What do they do? What are their responsibilities and so on? The community director oversees all areas related to working with players, from community managers to support team. It means I need to identify all hidden problems in these areas and ensure things run in the right direction. You've been with Expo for a relatively short time. How do you find the team? Do you like working here? Yes, I like it. The environment is productive. The procedures and the management are exemplary. I could simply say that it's the best company where I've worked for the last 10 years. By the way, I saw your post on the forum, and I was impressed with your job record. Tell me, as someone with so much experience, how do you assess the SC community? They are unique, passionate about the game, and discuss it a lot. Very interesting. Got it. Could you please tell us when the option for reporting insults will be finally added? Sometimes you might kill a player in the open world, and the next second, your DMs are drowning in insults. When will this option be viable? Well, as far as I know, such a system existed, but we've temporarily removed it. We didn't have a way to grade insults by their severity. That's why we'll develop such a system and then put it into work. Nobody likes toxic people. Got it? Thanks. It was a pleasure to meet you. We'll keep going. Let's go. The art department's office. Let's go in. Well, gentlemen, I propose introducing shadow and light into StallCraft. What's difficult about it? Just drop the shaders into the folder. We'll match Tarkov's graphics, for God's sake. Also, we need to be able to remove armor paint. Hey, where are you taking me? I'm a famous prototype. You can't do this to me. No! Okay. Meet Plastinka. Isn't it a true art? Isn't this the peak of human thought? Someone is throwing you out, my friends. But I will never do that. Never. It looks like they took the wrong one. It's all right. Hey, we're shooting a video about your Expo office. Could you tell us who you are and what you do here? I'm Plastinka, art department technical lead. Tell us about weapons patterns. Why do some guns with their paint look amazing and others look like they're fresh out of the trash can? The patterns are different because when it was first introduced, no one knew what to do. There were no clear decisions, and we didn't know what to do in general. One day, our hands will reach this point, and it's now being done with new armor. If you look at all the redesigned or released armor, everything is painted in the same way. One day, we will get to the weapons, but not now. Fine, no more questions about weapons. Do you use neural networks in your work? I do, but not as much as I would want. For example, a human model with legs and arms. But how do you explain to the computer that we have a Cuba guy, and where are their limbs? The PC doesn't know. One day, we will have a free month or so, and we will create a cool data set to generate armor concepts and to do anything with the help of a neural network. What about the new paints and motifs? Are you making them up out of your head? Or we have some kind of place like a workshop in Steam, where people drop off some of their projects, and you watch and approve them, and then you put them into the game. Have we implemented something like this or not? Recently, there was a skin contest where players made many awesome skins and concepts that we will implement. Who is responsible for this? The one who was taken away by paramedics. Who will do it now? I don't know. But when he sends something, we usually try to improve it, so it looked good in the game. 2 heads are better than 1, after all. Could you please tell us something about new animations? The animations are not my area. There's a guy sitting there, in a T-pose. I guess the animations got bugged. He's in charge of animations. Come up to him and ask away. Okay, got it. Then I'll go see what he's up to. Go ahead. Hi, I've been told you're in charge of character animations in StarCraft. Hi, I'm Uha. I'm the Expo lead gameplay animator. Right now we're working on a huge project called Improved Movement. When's it happening? When will the new character animations finally arrive? For me personally, it's probably the most anticipated update in StarCraft. Can you tell us anything? Maybe you could tell what stage develop it is at? Just something. Development is at a very active stage right now. We know the release date, but it would be a huge mistake to reveal it. You can follow the progress of the development in our communities, animation department, and Brown Thoughts. There's a perception that when you add new animations to weapons, they become somehow unplayable. How would you respond to this? Shooter mechanics from the old StarCraft are outdated. We took the best modern design solutions, integrated them into the game, and put our own twist on it. As for players not liking the changes, that's because they've played with their weapons for a long time. They've developed an empathy, and every little change makes their heart beat a little faster. Well, thanks for the replies, guys. I think we're going to move on. Let's go, Roma. And this is Ziv's office. No one's there? Looks like it. Let's see. That's odd. He usually has visiting hours at this time. Visiting hours for people? Bar visiting hours. Oh, got it. Let's move on. There's security nearby. Alexey Ivanovich, may I? Roman Alexeyevich, you may. We're giving a tour. Can I ask you a few questions? It depends on your questions. Come in. Have a seat. Hey, Locha. I have a question. What is the situation with cheaters in StarCraft now? Are there any differences between the Russian and the Europe versions? I assess the situation as calm. We didn't have a cheater boom in a while. The situation with the color aim was solved. The Exons branch is expanding. We've been interviewing since August. 2 people have been signed. 1 more is on the way. By the way, cheaters mostly play for RMT. We're increasing the intensity of checks and bans in this topic. There aren't many differences. Anti-cheats are the same. On the forum, threads often pop up from players saying that they've been unfairly banned. Do you have any comments on that? I think the question is more about bans for cheats or RMT. Within the cheats, we have implemented internal review processes of detections and bans. If a ban is issued improperly, I personally contact the player by mail or by tech support. Then we remove the ban and issue compensation. By the way, this process doesn't stop at unbanning. It is followed by a full debriefing with the entire Exon senior staff. Mistakes are identified and corrected. And within RMT, we have clear guidelines using which we search for characters and ban them. My staff never issues bans for usual sending items in-game to a friend. Don't be afraid to use the mail. I often notice the paranoia of some players that they spread to others. Mistakes are detected by internal double checks, or when a player comes in for a review. With data breaches rising in large Russian companies, how does Expo protect user data? Anything it can. Last year, we have organized a new department infrastructure integration, II for short. Last year, we've redesigned internal infrastructure of Stallcraft and websites. We carefully integrated protection of each facility, focusing on securing the information, on the safety of its content. I'd also like to say that we've done some work on which format we store this kind of information in. We developed our own complex custom hash and implemented multi-layered firewalls wherever it's possible. We also set up an emergency response team to handle such incidents. The key thing is that we have strived, and will strive to damage control such incidents. As you know, everyone affected by September's situation has been fully refunded for all losses, whether it's a clan with a roster or spent stall coins, for example. Also, we have made sure to issue compensation to every player hurt in the incident. Why? I just got out. What's he in for? Violated NDA. I can't tell you more about it. Sasha's here, by the way. Come. It's our lead specialist in RMT. He can answer some questions. Oh, hello, hello. What brings you to our land? We're making a video around your office. A sightseeing tour, so to speak. Wonderful. You know, I could gladly tell you a huge lot about my work, but the nature of the job is such that I can't do it. However, I love talking to people over a nice cup of tea. Do you like tea? Yeah, like tea bags. Something like Lipton, maybe. My dear friend, it's not even tea. I specifically ordered a good Chinese tea, Shu Pu Er. It's been 2 months in shipping. You know, I'd be very happy if you could drink it with me. Yeah, why not? No, guys. I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm gonna bounce real quick, then I'll join you. Well, come in as you can. That's why I don't ski anymore. Yep, quite a cautionary tale indeed. Yes, it is. You know, I've always wondered how you come up with ideas for your videos. You'd think that Fast and Furious and Stallcraft wouldn't fit together at all. How do you do it? You know, I loved the first parts of Fast and Furious since I was a kid. Then again, Fight Club is another one of my beloved films. One day, I was just scrolling the news feed. I saw a Fight Club clip, and it just came to me. It'd be cool to play that character. I was already playing Stallcraft, so I thought it was a done deal. I will do my own version, so to speak, with blackjack and, you know. Nice. It's great, really. I confess, I've been a subscriber for a long time. Thanks. And truth be told, I've learned a lot about you already. But here's a question. Did you hear what I'm doing at Expo? Yeah, Alexei told me. You've been tasked with cleansing Stallcraft of RM terrors. You also deal with those who advertise third-party sites on their YouTube channels. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly my job. You've probably also heard what my nickname is. No, I don't collect gossip. But you do know, though. Yeah. Say it. RMTer Hunter. Yeah, I'm really not proud of that nickname. Somehow it sounds very threatening, don't you think? Well, maybe a little. It can't be helped. RMT is hurting the development. The game has an open economy that needs to be monitored. But I can understand RMTers. They live in a world that neither you nor I would want to live in. As you know, we even forgive YouTubers who were once associated with RMT. You just have to delete the video with RMT and behave yourself for a while. And then you're a friend and a partner to the company. In that regard, I have one small question for you. Have you ever advertised an RMT site? No, of course not. Ever used their services? No way, I don't need it. You're a solo player, and in less than a year, you've got Gauss. I sold event crates and farmed protos at warehouses. Am I supposed to believe that? Sanya, enough. Let's go. Oh yeah, let's get going. Au revoir, Alexander. I'll show you one interesting room. Go ahead. What are you guys doing? We're finishing up the freedom lore. Some mama's boys walking around with knives from a hunting shop for 300 rubles? Who is that? Come on, come on. Come in, come in. Some fucking torches, multi-tools, swift knives, passports. What kind of sicko do you have to be to leave the house with anything but your phone, money, keys? I'm 27. Since 20, I live alone, living like a bandit, walking around at night, wandering from one pub to another, and never, I haven't even thought once of carrying a knife or pliers from a multi-tool. And I've been in situations, yeah, I've really been, I trust you, and still, I just didn't need them. I live in Ufa's most dangerous district, the Gypsy Isles. Why? Why carry so much junk with you? If you face two men that are planning to mug you, you'll be helpless. Even if there's a boxer, 20 pounds less than you, you'll be lying fucking dead on the spot. Now look at you, a couple of sub-omegas. What a piece of shit. Oh, my plastic bag from Magneto. I can tie you up, choke you to death, or shove it up your mouth. And you know what? I'll get away with it. And you're boasting over your knives like they're gonna help you. Could you please tell me what do you work as in Expo? He's the narrative director. Ah, the narrative director. So you're the one who creates quests. Hold on. You guys filming or something? That's right. I am the director of narrative department in Expo. We're filming here. Shut the damn doors and kick those stalking pricks out of here. Yeah. You know, I am a huge fan of your work, and it still holds me curious. How exactly do you come up with quest ideas? Do you have a dedicated... No. Of course not. At this point, we're talking about pure art. So our job, it consists of gathering together at a regular basis, brainstorming, and coming up with interesting stories as colleagues. However, inspiration is a delicate, unusual feeling. That is why our department's main philosophy, which many of us follow, is that we do not want to create generic MMO quests. Yes, we are making a multiplayer game, I agree, but it's plaguing all other multiplayer titles. Go and kill 10 boars. What kind of quest is that? There are boars? You have to kill them. That's why our department rivals against such quest designs. We always try our best to puff. Well, to develop each story in a certain way. Even if, due to gameplay specifics, the player will really have to murder 10 boars. They will have a great, nicely wrapped up justification to do it. It should be great. So, you want to ask why? And walk through an interesting quest line thanks to narrative? And how much time does it take to create, for example, an average length quest? Like the Gramps quest line. It differs. The circumstances can vary. There are reasons to it. The inspiration I mentioned previously, sometimes it brings an absolutely genius quest idea. You already pictured, like, its main structure, and you're ready to form a whole quest line. And idea can come with a snap of a finger, and even when you're chatting with the boys. It just strikes you in a moment. There have been instances where you could generate a line in a day. Sheer enthusiasm and nothing else. And yes, there are also instances when you drag a small quest, just to finish it in a week. That's when we refer to our staff. So it's good to have a bigger team. So if any of us is running troubles making a quest, we may ask others for assistance. And with mutual support, we generate ideas to complete the quest line. Good? Thank you. It's time to leave, Roma. Thanks again. It's been a pleasure. Thank you as well. You're busy. We won't disturb you. Thank you and farewell. Put that off. They're still filming. Here comes our gym. I'll show you.
My name is Karago. I'm a fighter from the Soviet Union. I fight all my life and I never lose.
What's that? Get out of here. Tota Yatata here. We're filming an office tour. So, you're that YouTuber. I remember your video. Secret way of grinding the graveyard. How to make 40 KK in one day. That's actually not my video. Right. Chill out. Let's head to my office. We'll talk after I take a shower. Okay, I'm down. Let's go. Let's go. So, you're able to drink beer during the day and then still do your job? How else would you do it? Beer and hookahs. That's the key. Got it. I gotta say, I'm incredibly excited to walk down your office, to meet the developers. I mean, there are many players enjoying the game. Forget them. Our only responsibility is to move the money from their pockets into ours. That is that. But if someone claims a Gauss rifle from a case, it's advantageous to everyone, correct? No. Rule number 1 of StarCraft case openings. Nobody, I don't care if you're Yevgeny Zhivatovsky or Sanya Plakhodovsky, nobody knows if you get a Gauss, a Tonga, or repair parts. Nobody, especially the developers. It's all about drop rates. You know what a drop rate is? Sure. The chances of getting some cooler items when opening cases. Chances, fiances, it's a schmazzy, a woozy. It's all lies. It's not real. It's not on a periodic table. It's fairy dust, right? Right. Stay with me now. If there's a Gauss in 1,000 style coins case, the player's fucking happy. He wants to run it on Yanov, insta-killing everyone. We can't let them do that. What do? We add another brilliant idea, a special idea, another special, and an 800 style coins case. And players will open them every single time, buy them again and again. Because they are all addicted, and they'll keep spending money, dumping the whole paycheck. They will imagine getting rich in the game, which is true, but only in game. And who's getting the real cash? Us, the developers. Right? That's incredible. I really am lost for words, honestly. Yes. There are 2 keys to success in game development. First of all, you gotta stay relaxed. Yeah. Do you jerk off? Do I jerk off? Yeah, I jerk off. Yeah. How many times a week? Like 3 or 4, maybe 5. You can't be serious. That's rookie numbers in this racket. Personally, I jerk off at least twice a day. Wow. In the morning right after I work out and after lunch. Really? Really? Do I want to? Hell no. I have to deal with metrics, player reports, how many cases were open, developing the game, yada, 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 yada. It screws with the gray matter. Some people get wigged out because of it. You got to feed the geese and keep the rhythm below the belt to keep the blood flowing. I get that. This is not a tip. This is a medical prescription. Trust me, if you don't, you will eventually kick the bucket, or worse yet, flip out and start opening cases yourself. Sounds terrifying. Very unpleasant, truly. The second key to success in our business is this little baby right here. It's called beer, right? You drink it every day, and it will help keep your fingers type faster. You won't miss a thing. And most of all, I like it. I see. Thank you, Evgeny. We'll probably go now, yeah? Let's get out of here. My pleasure. Thanks. So, how was the expo tour? Do I have to answer frankly? Well, this is the end of our general introduction to the expo team. In the following videos, I will look further in each department, discovering each one in depth. And you, yes, you can help me with that. All you need to do is like this video, to leave a comment which department you like the most, and also a question, which I will ask to the corresponding developer. That's all for now. Thank you for staying until the end. See you.